Okay, we're going to finish up our conversation today with Meg, and we're going to talk about things. Meg, describe this thing that's on the wall here.
That is a coffee grinder that I got from an antique store in Kansas. And I'm not really sure what its origin is, but I actually used it. It grinds coffee to an espresso, really, really fine powdery grind. But you put the beans in the top here, and you crank the handle, and it comes out this little opening here at the back.
Wow.
I put holders here, and I actually hang a canvas bag underneath it to catch it.
How old do you think that thing is? Like 18 something?
You know, I have no idea whatsoever. I really don't know.
Okay, well that's a great piece. Okay, now what we're going to do now is we're looking at the Hoosier right here. It's a porcelain type Hoosier, which is that you don't really see those. So where did you get this, and how long have you had this one?
I got this from an antique store in Hungry Horse right here in Montana, and it was in the back. It was pretty dilapidated, and we took it to a powder coating company and had it repowder coated. Bought some vintage hardware and replaced all the hardware on it, and I just use it as like an appliance garage. It holds my big appliances, so I don't have them all over the counters.
Okay, that's great. Okay, well, going into the kitchen a little bit, and I wanted to spend some time in here because this is the heart of everything. So I see you have a little pantry over here with some stuff up on the shelf as far as jarred or canned stuff.
Right. I do a lot of canning. I started canning when I was 9 years old. I grew up on a produce farm, and so I remember staying up till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning canning. So I do pickled garlic scapes, one of my favorite things to do with garlic scapes. I do a tomatilla salsa with fresh lime juice that I really like. I do a rhubarb ginger sauce that is the one I use it both on salmon and on ice cream. It's really yummy. I don't do too many traditional things. I just do the kind of things that I couldn't find in stores.
And now going around the kitchen here, I see we have a couple of flambe type pans. So.
Right, my copper flambe pans.
Those are kind of unique, and they're really nice looking.
Yeah, those are collector's items. One of them is a limited edition Paul Revere. I'm going to be making Cherries Jubilee for the farmer's market this next week using fresh flathead cherries, using cherry brandy liqueur from Glacier Distilling, local honey, and I'm really excited about that.
Now the flambe, is that like a crepe?
Actually, flambe is a term that I learned from French restaurants that I worked at in Denver. I used to do tableside cooking and have made hundreds and hundreds of Cherries Jubilee, Bananas Foster's, Babo au Rum, Steak Diane, cracked lobsters tableside, boned fish, Chateaubriand, fun stuff. But those are the kind of pans that you use over an open flame, so that as you're finishing off, you usually deglaze the pan with 151 proof rum that you actually light on fire, and that does a quick reduction to the juices in the pan that then you put over the finished product. So the term flambe is because
is that flaming
process.
The deglazing flaming process?
Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of interesting. And then I see you have a really nice collection of cast iron. So do you like to? I take it you like to cook with cast iron a lot.
You know, that takes me back to my childhood. The small skillet here belonged to my grandma Weeks, and one of the larger skillets belonged to my grandma Speece. And I just remember everything from cornbread to scrambled eggs.
The trick with cast iron is to season them and then continue to get them seasoned as you go.
Correct.
And don't wash them with soap and water.
Don't wash them with soap and water. And actually, cast iron is a huge part of the cooking on the river with the rafting company. All the guides use cast iron, and so yeah.
Okay, that's great. Okay, so we have a little utensil holder here. So you have a lot of different little things. So out of this group up here, do you have any favorites, or they all have their place?
Well, you know, I wouldn't be without the whisk. I use whisk for everything. And the other thing is the strainers, because bringing the produce in from the garden and cleaning it, there's a lot of silt and dirt on things. I wash all my produce in cold water with a little bit of baking soda, which separates out the silt very easily. And then I use the strainers to get all the debris out of the water and keep the water clean as I'm washing produce. And that's a huge, the strainers make a big difference. That and the rasp. These rasp or graters.
For zesting and or whatever.
Yeah, they're razor sharp. I
Right.
use them for a lot of things.